I'm Catherine Ross, and I'm here live on the floor of the NYSE. Jim Cramer's out today, so joining me is Jeff Marks, Senior Portfolio Analyst for Action Alerts Plus. Jeff, let's keep it brief today because I know that you've had a really busy day over on Action Alerts Plus. You've got 5 companies that reported this morning, and on top of that, you guys have a monthly call tomorrow.
Yeah, we got plenty that we got to work on. 5 companies: UNH, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs. So really busy. We're writing alerts out on all of the earnings, providing our analysis, telling our club members what we think of each quarter and what they should do next with the stock. And as you mentioned, we have our AAP call tomorrow, monthly call. It's about an hour long, 11:45. Really looking forward to that. We're going to talk about a new initiation we have, Q&A section. Jim Cramer is going to give his view on earnings season and what to expect going forward. So really excited for that. A lot that we got to work on between now and then.
Before we get Jim Cramer's view, I do want to get your view on the bank specifically, because we had 4 banks: Wells Fargo, Citigroup, JP Morgan, and you had J&J, but they're not a bank, surprisingly enough. JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs all reported this morning. Now, looking at banks, what should investors look at in those reports going forward?
So I think what you want to look at is anything about the consumer, right? And you're going to hear a lot of that through the comments from Jamie Dimon. He's on the conference call. He spoke to the health of both the United States economy and the global economy, and sort of what are the drivers and levers and what's kind of going on there with tensions, just the general economic backdrop. So if there is a conference call to listen to and read during earnings season, I highly suggest the JP Morgan call, because Dimon does a great job of breaking it down for you. And from what I can tell is that the consumer is doing quite well based off the JP Morgan results, which JP Morgan looks like the best of the banks so far today.
Now, Wells Fargo is our real money stock of the day. They reported earnings that missed analysts' expectations. This is a quarter that the new CEO has not taken over yet, Charles Scharf. When he does take over, should we expect, brighter horizons?
I think so. I think that's fair to expect. I'm not sure if it will come right away. It takes a lot of time for a new CEO to come in and sort of shake things up, especially with an institution like a banking institution like Wells Fargo. But I think he'll have a good story to tell. I think he'll lay out a good vision when he does. Charlie Scharf, he won't be associated with some of the, some of the transgressions that occurred at Wells Fargo previously. Brand new face. I think he'll have a good story to tell down the line.
While earnings season is the talk of the town right now, we do actually have the Democratic debates tonight. So, Jeff, when looking at the Democratic debates, what's the one thing that investors should keep in mind?
Healthcare. And it's quite interesting because you have a company like UNH who has been beaten to a pulp over the last couple months over Medicare for All fears. They report today, strong numbers, give a pretty decent outlook for 2020. Stock's up 6%. Now we have the debates occurring tonight, and now it's what's going to happen here. Are we going to see one of the proponents of Medicare for All sort of take a even bigger lead? I'm looking at Elizabeth Warren, or will more the moderate tone like Joe Biden sort of regain his footing and try and pick up his momentum in his campaign? So that's interesting, and I think you have to watch UNH as the tell as to what the market believes is who is positioning to win, because if we see UNH extend its rally tomorrow, that's going to be more on the moderate side. But if unfortunately, we own UNH over at Action Alerts Plus, and unfortunately if it gives up today's gains tomorrow, then the Medicare for All argument is picking up steam.
Jeff, thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to join us.
My pleasure.
And guys, remember, we've got an Action Alerts Plus monthly call over on actionalertsplus.com tomorrow at 11:45. I'm Catherine Ross, and we'll see you tomorrow.